Hi guys, and welcome to a review video over Echoes of the Past, the latest Living World update for Guild Wars 2. The first instance of the new Living World update was called Ghost of Fort Selma. It was a rather interesting start to the plotline continuing. The things that were pet peeves here was one of the NPCs repeats herself for one, and it was kind of annoying if you were listening to it and then you read it. It's just like, did you just say that 2 seconds ago? Anyway, this was very short and a little odd in my opinion. I was not expecting this at all. It was kind of out of the blue, really. I have a feeling it's going to come up and become important later on, but it was kind of weird that we had a retake to this and that it came back and it seems kind of like foreshadowing, but was just thrown in there. So, like I said, it was odd. The cutscene, however, in this part was very nice. It flowed, it was beautiful, and it's something I was never expecting to see from a Guild Wars game at all, and it was just stunning to see how far they have come since this game first launched compared to what it is at now. What really got me, however, during this update was the next part of the Living World reunion with the Pact. I flipped out when I saw Tahern, or moreover heard Tahern, speak. I just cannot explain how much I was in love with this part of the entire thing, and I would replay this just to go back and listen to his being able to speak again. I know it's supporting contention with so many people. A lot of people don't like Tahern, they don't like his voice actor, but personally, as I've said many times, I do, and it was so nice to see that he actually had more face time, especially since he's such an important character. So, yeah. And I am loving the new aspects of the cutscenes and the voice acting here. As I said in the last part, all of it has been very gorgeous and simply awe-inspiring. Next up is Kaith's part of this. I have very little to say on this part. I liked the mines and at the same time hated the mines, because if you couldn't get implanted on time, you would die very easily if you were wearing all glass armor. And one of my pet peeves here is the very end cutscene cut Kaith off. She was talking and then suddenly I was on the loading screen. And it was just like, Kaith was still talking. What was she gonna say? I wanted to know. The last part of this update was called Hidden Arcana. I have mixed reviews about this part, mainly because of the very last part of it. But before we get into that, I did enjoy this. I loved the Hidden Library and the recall to Guild Wars 1. I might not show it, but I have played every single version of the old game. I got through it all on one of my characters and was even working on some of the hard mode stuff before I quit Guild Wars 1. And I did love Guild Wars 1, so it was very nice to see an old companion again. It was very nice to have the recall to Glint and all of that stuff. The one of the most awe-striking moments, however, was when the staircase appeared. I felt so sorry for the guy who was trying to read the books that were around the staircase, because all of the shelves just spun out, and he was just there with his hand up and then down, and it was just like, I feel really sorry for you, dude. You were trying to get a book from that, and I kind of screwed you over. Sorry. I also loved the fact that this scene remembered that I was a member of the Durman Priory. It was very nice to have that recurrence and show that what I had done in the previous part of the game still mattered, even though I have yet to actually complete the main plotline on this tune. So, yeah. The teleport scene I was laughing at because it was just like, yeah, go touch that. Nothing bad's gonna happen. And I had a bad feeling about it from the get-go, and I went over there and was like, yeah, I figured this would happen. This is where my pet peeves actually start with this part. While recording, my frame rates are anywhere between 40 to 60 in the normal Guild Wars 2 area. However, when I was in this area, it was locked between 14 and 20 frames per second. And for those of you guys who do not know, it is extraordinarily slow and very laggy. And it made some of the boss fights very weird and kind of difficult to do. Because, one, I'm a Glassy Toon, two, I'm a Mesmer, we don't really get a lot of speed buffs, so running it was kind of difficult for me, and it was just annoying that the frame rates were so low. The main reason that I didn't like them being so slow was because of the last boss. The last boss takes both aspects of the two bosses that you fought previously and puts them together, and if you're lagging and on a slow tune, it kind of screws you over there, and it was very difficult, very annoying, and it took me over an hour to get through just that one part because of the frame rates. So I have an hour worth of footage of me trying to get through that one part. Yeah. However, the end result of that scene with Glenn's egg was well worth it in the end. I loved the ending. I wanted it to go on. I was really disappointed that it's not coming out until the 18th, especially since the 18th I'm probably just going to log in to get the update and not play it. So don't expect a review video really close after that thing updates. And that is because another game that I've been looking forward to comes out the 18th. So, yeah, I won't see the continuation probably until break. Anyways, my overall impressions of this was it was a great update. I spent a little bit of time in the new area. I didn't really see the push-pull of it, however, but it seemed pretty fun from what I managed to play of it. And I was just overall impressed with what they've managed to do with the game. And I'm pretty certain I would have enjoyed the section with Glint a little bit more if my frame rates were better. I might go back in a little bit and play that all over again without recording to see if it's any better. But I'm not looking forward to reliving the experience right now, so I'm going to hold off on that. The best part, as I've said, was actually, for me, when Terhern spoke. It was just perfect. You guys nailed it there. Thank you guys for watching. That is my review over Echoes of the Past.